What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Ton Time. This is your host Donnie, and today we will be replacing a battery on this old Sony PS Vita handheld game controller. Here's the battery. Let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, so I found this, I got this a few years ago as a gift, not a few years ago, a long time ago, and I just found it and decided that I want to revive it because I tried to charge it, but it wouldn't hold charge for more than like half an hour. Bought a battery from iFixit, so gonna take it apart and see and replace the battery so I could get a little bit more life out of this old handheld console. Got my iFixit tools. I believe this is all you need. Just a Phillips screwdriver, which is, I don't know what size that is, but it's pretty small. And then this thing to open up the PlayStation packaging. And this is the battery that I bought on the website. I'll put the link below. So I believe there's 4 screws, a total of 8 to take apart. You got 2 screws here on this side, 2 on this side, 2 below here, and then I think you need to pop one of these. Yeah, there's 2 up here to remove it, to remove the whole back to replace the battery. Before you do so, just make sure you remove all your video cards, your game card, and any other cards that you have around. I pretty much removed everything out of it already. So let's go ahead and take it apart. So I'm going to start with the back 4 here. If you don't have the tools, iFixit also sells the tools as well. Sorry if my focus is not the best. One screw, here's the other screw, there's the other screw there. As you unscrew it, you'll feel the back plate kind of slowly kind of backing off from the unit itself. Okay, so now that we've got each of the screws out on each side, 4, I'm going to start on removing the screw on top of here. Yeah, it's still tight, so you definitely need to remove these 2 screws here too. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I like to use the screws in the same location as I unscrew it, so I know where it's at. So I usually leave it in the corresponding locations. And then you got the 2 screws down here as well. Okay, so 2 screws gone from the bottom. Gone from the top, sides are gone, so let's go ahead and try to pry this open. I think the best part is maybe try on this side since it has a little indentation, so I'm going to try it there first. Okay, so it's kind of coming apart, as you can see. manhandle it a little bit. I believe there's a ribbon cable somewhere on the side, so be careful about that. So you hear those little clip sounds? It's just clamshell unclipping from the inside. So just work your way around. You don't want to break any clips. Okay. You know what? Let me put the screw over here. These over here so I don't lose them. So this came loose. So you might want to be careful about that. There's two pegs that holds it in place. Okay, so it goes like that. So you got two connectors here that we'll need to pull out. So it looks like this connection you need to pull it up from a connector. So I'm going to use another tool. So I got this guy here. I'm gonna remove it from the plunger. So just be careful. Okay. So as you can see, it's just a little square connection there that you remove. Let me show you guys a little closely. Okay. And then the next thing you need to do is remove this guy here. So I'm going to do the same thing. There. So this frees up the back plate, 2 wires. This is, I believe this is for the touchscreen, and this is for the battery. So now that we got the back plate out of the way, I'm going to move this aside here. Then we're going to work on this guy. So it looks like there's 2 screws that you need to unscrew to get to the battery, and then you also need to remove this plastic piece here. So I'm going to do that right now. So there you have it. There's a little plastic clip there that just holds it down. I'm not going to take it all the way out. It's enough for me to snake it out because I don't want to risk breaking that side. So I'm going to go ahead and unscrew the battery here. There's a battery retainer right over here. Okay, so remove this retainer here. Then you got the battery. And it should pretty much just come on out. So I'm just going to snake this out here. And actually, there you go. And then be sure it needs to go through the hole there. So this is the old battery. Wish there was a date on this so I know what year it was made in. But that's okay. So this old battery, here's the new iFixit battery. We'll go ahead and open it up. I need to get my scissors. So drain it down 10% and charge it to 100. So this is the iFixit battery. Exactly the same size and everything. So we're going to go ahead and just install this back in. It should go this way. Make sure that the cable goes on the side where this hole is at. There's a clip here too that you need to make sure that you put it in. See? So make sure it clips into there. And then push it down there. So that holds the battery in place. So now you're going to run the cable underneath here. It might be better for you to remove this, I guess. So just be careful. The plastic is very, very fragile. So just be careful when you're taking that out. And it runs on this channel here. So make sure it runs on this channel here, the second channel, because that's where the clip will lock it in. So now that it's run, I'm gonna go ahead and pop this back in. Just be careful. Alright, so now that you see cable's not going anywhere, it's nice and snugged. And then we're going to go ahead and put the retainer clip back on. Be sure not to over torque these bolts. They're very fine coarse threads and you don't want to He-Man it in or you're going to strip the bolts on the plastic. So just tighten it enough. Once you feel it stop, it should be good enough. Okay, now the fun part. We're gonna go ahead, take this back. So there's the plug for the touchscreen, and there's the plug for the power. So it only goes in one way, so be sure when you're installing the power cable, the lines, the open threads that you see there, it needs to hook into the power there. So the red side should be facing your right, so make sure it goes in that way, and it should just pop in pretty easily. So I'm going to do that right now. Bam. It goes in one way. So make sure your red wire is on the right side, okay? Very, very important. It should only pop in one way anyways, but just to make sure. And then this guy here, the connector, you just pretty much just push it down in and you're good. So just lightly push down on both connectors, make sure they are secure before you button everything up. Yep, we're secure. And this guy here kind of popped off, so make sure it's sitting in the 4 holes there before you pop it in. And we are ready to close it up. Make sure no wires is sticking out, and make sure your SD card is good, and pretty much just push it in and it should clip in. You hear it? That's it. Then we're gonna go ahead and put the bottom bolts back in. So pretty much you're gonna reverse what you did earlier. That's what I like to do. I always like to, whenever I'm putting it back together, just do what you did backwards. Again, just tighten it enough. Don't He-Man it in. Got the first 2 bolts down there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get the 2 bolts up here. Oops, nope, not there. Wrong slot. And now 2 bolts up here. Sorry if my hand's covering everything, but you guys, I'm sure, get what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to close that up, and then I'm going to put the 2 bolts back in from the top and the bottom. So I'll just go ahead and put all the bolts in first, or put the screws in first, and just tighten it down. gonna go ahead and double check the bolts, just tighten it enough, but not too much. You don't want to over torque it. That's it, you are done. Pretty easy. Old battery here, just recycle it, don't throw it away in your trash. Bring it to a recycling area that takes dead batteries, save the environment. That's pretty much it, and I guess we'll power it on to see if it works. There you go. I guess what you should do first before you put everything in is power it on before you screw everything in. But it was pretty much an easy setup. So it's always good to power it on before you put all the bolts in. I think, just in case if you put the wire in improperly. But for me, I've done this a few times. This is just the first time I'm recording it, so I know how it works. So yeah, so power's on fine. Let me turn off the light here so you guys can see. So yeah, the screen works good, touchscreen works good. Sorry, I think, you know what, let me turn off let me close some of the lightings here so you guys can see. So, and let me turn on one more lighting. I guess that doesn't help, but yeah, I mean, it pretty much turns on. Touchscreen works fine too. Oops, I guess I should, since it's updating the database. So iFixit recommends that you calibrate the battery for optimal performance. Calibrate your newly installed battery. Drain the battery below 10%, then charge uninterrupted to 100%. So they left that note in there, so maybe that will help you out. But yeah, everything worked fine. Now I could play my PS Vita with more battery life. Right now it looks like it came half, so I'm gonna do what they said and wait for it to die down. So there you have it, guys. Pretty easy install. It'll probably take you guys less time than me since I was filming. If you guys want to know what kit I got, I also got this iFixit toolkit. It really helps a lot. It's the Pro toolkit. I build computers too, so this helps me a lot on building computers and also repairing laptops and other things like that. Really good kit. It came with everything that I used here and more, obviously. So you could do that. This thing, you can change the bit on it. So if you want to know what tools I use, that's the tools that I use there. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Pretty straightforward. Sorry for my video flickering. This camera keeps thinking I'm going into vertical shot, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything works great. Thank you for watching, guys, and like always, if you like the video, hit that smash button and subscribe to the channel. And like always, thank you for watching.